All right, so a year ago, everybody was saying that people were crazy for paying the prices they were paying to get into the homes that they got into last summer. Now, if you bought last year or whether you've just been an existing homeowner over this last year, how are you making out when it comes to the value of your home and the increase of equity? Stick around, we're going to get into that today. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is your realtor, Nick Isgro with eXp Realty here in Central Maine. Now, as I just stated, today we're going to dive a little bit into some of the numbers that came out in a recent study to show where people really are sitting this year compared to last year when it comes to the increase of equity in their homes, which will give us a little insight into what's happening in the market now, and maybe if you're thinking about buying or selling, give you some insight into where you should go this year. Right now, if you've never seen one of our videos in this channel and this is your first time, we want to welcome you to the channel. On this channel, we cover all things real estate here in the state of Maine, particularly in the Central Maine market. If that's of interest to you and that adds value to your process in the buying and selling of homes here in the state of Maine, please do me a favor. Go ahead and like this video, hit the subscribe button, knock that little alarm bell, and you'll be notified every time we put out new content. All right, now I want to drop some good news right at the front end. So if you're a current homeowner, if you've bought in the last year, or you've just been sitting on your home over the last year, you have just reached really a big increase in your net worth, most likely. Now that's based off the equity of your home. So what is the equity when we talk about equity in your home? If you're not familiar, the equity in your home is essentially the total value of your home minus what you currently owe on your home, and that's going to leave you some residual value that you could tap into. That's if you were going to sell the home, that would be profit that you would get on your home minus any additional expenses. If you're sitting on a home and you can take out a home equity line of credit, that's value that you can actually borrow against, assuming you're credit approved with your local lender. Either way, the equity in your home that you have adds to your overall net worth, your overall financial health. Now, some recent numbers were just released by Homeowner Equity Insights, which is run by CoreLogic. CoreLogic is a financial firm that is one of the leading sources of data when it comes to home ownership and numbers like your home equity. And what they have found is the average homeowner here in the United States over the last year has had an increase on average of equity in their home of $55,000. Now, when you consider just last month here in Kennebec County, Maine, the average sale price on a home was a little over $250,000. $55,000 of an increase in equity position is huge. Now, let's talk a little bit about how that happened, then we can talk about the actual numbers for here in the state of Maine. So last year, the CoreLogic Home Price Index, which has been around for about 45 years, saw the single largest increase of equity and home prices that they've seen in the entire history that these numbers have been being put together. It was an 18% on average increase of home prices throughout the country over the last year. That is staggering, to say the least. So how did this happen? Well, you know, if you watch this channel, or even if you just plug into the news a little bit about the current housing market, very low supply of homes for people to move into, and an ever increasing huge buyer demand that's on the market means that every time that a home is showing up on the market, these homes are getting snatched right up. Well, if you have huge demand and supply that is limited and goes really fast when it hits the market, what does that do? It increases the competition. Of course, law of economics is going to tell you when you have low supply, super high demand like that, and the demand is actually growing, the prices are going to just naturally rise, which, by the way, is a good point to show that this is a very different scenario when we saw home prices rise back around 2007, 2008, which was caused really by a lot of things that were going on in the financial sector. This is actually being stemmed from the consumer side of things. It is the large demand of consumers, low inventory. We don't have a lot of people selling their homes, or I should restate that we have quite a few people selling their homes, but the homes are moving so fast versus the supply, it's just not lasting. So that supply is remaining at a staggeringly low rate because the moment it comes on, it's gone. So what happened here in the state of Maine? If you're a Maine homeowner, well, good news. Here in the state of Maine, the average equity increase for homeowners here in the state of Maine was $30,000 over the last year. So that means if you have a home and it was worth, let's say, $100,000, this year it should be worth roughly $130,000. That's $30,000 more dollars based on the average price of your home that you could tap into for any financial needs that you have, or if you're ready to sell your home, what a great time, because that's additional value. You're going to get cash in your pocket on the day of closing. And this is an important point because a lot of you might be sitting at home saying, well, how does this really affect me? Well, aside from your average net worth going up, the equity in your home actually can help you towards your next home purchase. If you've been thinking about selling, you've heard what's going on in the market, you know that you have a very high likelihood of having a quick sale for top dollar. Well, when you start thinking about things like the need for a down payment to get your next loan, a lot of people would like that 20%, 10-20% to get that conventional mortgage, which is so appealing to the next seller that you might be dealing with. Well, take a look and run the numbers, because that increase of equity that you might get from the sale of your home now that you wouldn't have had a year ago might just be the number that you need to get the down payment that you need on the next house that you're looking for. Have no doubt about it, the equity in your home could definitely be the fuel you need to get to your next move. So that's really it for this week. Really great news, just wanted to share that with you guys. Big increase in the average equity of all homeowners, even those that might have bought 12 months ago. You're likely to have that equity that's there. So everyone that said you were crazy for buying last year, well, looks like you might not have been so crazy after all, because those prices have gone up. We project that we're going to continue to see some increase in appreciation over the spring and summer months of this year. So you probably didn't make out that bad after all. Now, if you've been thinking about selling your home, but you're not really sure where your numbers lie, go ahead and get in touch with your local trusted realtor and have them come over, take a look at your home and find out just about how much equity you have. The numbers might be bigger than you think they are. And if they are, like I said, that really could just be the juice that you need to get you to that next move, to bump you up to that next level of home and lifestyle that you're looking for. Now, again, guys, my name is Nick Isgro. I'm with eXp Realty here in Central Maine. If you have any questions about the equity in your home, if you'd like me to come out and take a look at your home or just grab an opinion by phone, go ahead and give me a call. Reach out, get in touch with me. I'd be happy to speak to you about any questions you might have and take a look at your home, and we can find out exactly about how much equity you have in your home so you can make the right decision for you and for your family. As always, guys, thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and until next week, I'll see you next time.